The Adorable Turtle Tofi and the Great Adventure. Once upon a time, in the middle of lush green forests, lived a small and adorable turtle named Tofi. Despite always moving slowly, Tofi was very determined and curious. His biggest dream was to climb to the highest peak in the forest and watch the sunrise from there. His mother had told him about this dream when he was little, and since then, Tofi had always wanted to pursue this adventure. One morning, Tofi woke up early and stepped outside his home. The sun hadn't risen yet, and the sky was just starting to light up. Tofi felt a surge of excitement within him and made up his mind. Today, I'm going to climb that peak, he thought. Tofi said goodbye to his mother and father. Don't worry, I'll take good care of myself. I'll be back before nightfall, he said. His parents smiled at him and said, Be careful, Tofi. Throughout your journey, you will always find friends by your side. Tofi packed a small bag and set off on his journey. First, he needed to cross a small stream right at the edge of the road. The stream looked a bit wide for Tofi, but he gathered his courage and slowly began to swim. Just then, he noticed some movement nearby and turned to look. A small, cute squirrel was watching Tofi from the branches of a tree. Hello, squirrel. I want to climb to the highest peak in the forest. Will you help me? Tofi called out. The squirrel smiled and climbed down from the tree. Of course, Tofi. My name is Sinky. I can hop from tree to tree, and if you get stuck somewhere, I can help you, he said. Tofi and Sinky continued on their way together. As they walked, Tofi explained to Sinky why he wanted to climb that peak. My mother told me about it when I was little. Watching the sunrise from that peak is a great honor and joy for a turtle, he said. After a while, they came across a big, strong elephant named Fico. Fico was wandering deep in the forest, gathering leaves from the ground. Hello, Fico. I want to climb to the highest peak in the forest. Will you help me? Tofi asked. Fico was happy to help. Of course, Tofi. With my strong trunk, I can assist you in difficult places, he said. So, Tofi, Sinky, and Fico began to venture deeper into the forest together. Along the way, they encountered various challenges. The first obstacle they faced was a wide river. When they reached the riverbank, they saw the water flowing swiftly, and Tofi felt a bit worried. How will we cross this river? Tofi asked. Fico safely carried Tofi across the river with his strong trunk. Sinky, meanwhile, hopped from tree to tree and crossed the river. Tofi was happy to overcome this challenge with the help of his friends.
On the other side of the river, the forest grew denser. The trees were thicker, and the grass was taller. This time, they had to make their way through tall grass. Sinky led the way, clearing a path for Tofi to pass through easily. Fico followed behind, protecting them. After a while, they came across a large bush blocking their path. The bush was so big that it seemed impossible to get through. Sinky easily jumped over it, but for Tofi and Fico, it wasn't so easy. Fico, can you use your trunk to push these bushes aside a bit? Tofi asked. Fico used his strong trunk to push the bushes aside, creating a path. Tofi was very grateful for Fico's help. Thank you, Fico, we couldn't have made it through without you, he said. They continued their journey into the depths of the forest. Tofi walked with slow but determined steps. Sinky hopped ahead, showing the way, and occasionally came back to guide Tofi. Fico followed behind, protecting them from any danger. Along the way, they met various animals. Seeing a turtle, a squirrel, and an elephant traveling together, other animals admired their friendship and cooperation. An owl watching them from a high branch thought, what a wonderful friendship. Finally, they reached a large clearing. This was the starting point of the path leading to the highest peak in the forest. Tofi excitedly said, "This is it. We finally reached the place where we will climb the peak." However, climbing the peak did not look easy at all. The peak was quite steep and slippery. Tofi realized he would need his friends' help to overcome this challenge. "Sinky, with your light and quick steps, it will be easier for us to navigate this peak." Fico, with your strong trunk, you can support us. Together, we can do it, Tofi said. Sinky led the way, showing Tofi the path. Fico supported Tofi with his trunk, helping him on slippery spots. With the help of his friends, Tofi climbed a bit higher with each step. When they got tired, they took short breaks and encouraged each other. While climbing the peak, Sinky got distracted and slipped on a slippery stone, starting to fall. At that moment, Fico quickly reacted, catching Sinky with his trunk and pulling him back to safety. "Thank you, Fico. You saved me from falling," Sinky said. Finally, they reached the summit of the peak. Before their eyes, the sunrise began. The sky was painted with shades of orange, pink, and purple, and the birds sang to welcome the new day. Tofi couldn't hold back his tears upon seeing this magnificent view. "This is the most beautiful moment of my life. Thank you, my friends. I couldn't have seen this beauty without you," he said. Sinky and Fico smiled at Tofi. "We are also very happy to be with you on this adventure, Tofi," they said. From that day on, Tofi climbed the peak every morning to watch the sunrise, and he never stopped embarking on new adventures with his friends. Hearing about what Tofi achieved with determination and the help of his friends, other animals in the forest were inspired and found the courage to pursue their own dreams. Tofi, Sinky, and Fico continued to explore different corners of the forest together, facing every challenge and overcoming every obstacle with friendship and cooperation. This made them the happiest and strongest group of friends in the forest. And so, Tofi and his friends always supported each other, discovering the beauties of life together. The sunrise they watched from the highest peak became a symbol of their friendship and what they achieved together.